has started. So I have done the first thing that I was worried about, which is being able to press record. As you might be able to tell from looking at the little screen, I am not Barbie Decker. My name is Lisa Barker, and I am a diamond coach in the Empire. I've been a diamond coach since February of this year, and I am just thrilled that I am able to host tonight's Empire call, my first time hosting the call. Woo! Shout out. Thank you, and you rock. Oh, I like that. Okay, the first order of business is we need to give some shout out and do the recognition. So here's everybody's favorite slide, the weekly report. We added 238 new coaches this week. Yes, 238 new coaches. We have 16. Awesome. Look at our top sponsors: Julie Henderson, Chelsea Gomez, Eliar Hale, Stacey Rudman, and Nicholas Tate, and Amy Silverman, all with 3. Good job, ladies. That is awesome. And you can see our top producers. Some of them overlap from the top sponsor's name, which doesn't surprise me. Oh, my God. Shannon Roberts, 2,369. That is like craziness. It's craziness. Look at these numbers. This is some awesome volume. Just shout out to all of you. And we got a little tie down there for 15. Ellie and Jennifer tied at 900. That's great. That's some great volume. And we also have, and I got this from the file in the Empire, some rank advancements from last week. I don't think these have been read out on a call before, so I'm just going to go through these names. We had Wendy Martorano-Askey, who got to Emerald rank. Woo! Good job, Wendy. We have New Diamond, Joy Ross. Yay, Joy, sponsored by Johan Van Arde. And Joy, I think they shouted out your name on the wake-up call today, if I'm not mistaken, the national call. So that I remember when I heard my name the first time when I got the diamond on the national wake-up call, I thought it was like the greatest moment ever. So Joy, I hope you're celebrating your diamond day. Christy Wall to Emerald, sponsored by Christiane Brennan, and Tiffany Zane, also to Emerald, also sponsored by Christiane Brennan. So congratulations to all of you. That's great. That's just awesome. We love rank advancement. I hope I didn't miss anybody, but I took it straight from the document. That's why it's important. I'll take that file in the Empire. That's exciting. Okay, so as I mentioned when I started, I'm a diamond coach, and I've been diamond since February. And we're going to talk about growing success starters and how to hit the ground running. I would say that when I first signed up, I did hit the ground running and got to Emerald fairly quickly. I did not make the jump from Emerald to Diamond very quickly. I had some bumps along the way, which were entirely of my own making. I did not work the business as consistently as I should have, and it showed. I haven't looked back. I have held my diamond, and I'm looking to grow and the sky's the limit as far as I'm concerned. And I'll tell you that one of the things that has just meant so much to me this year as I've grown from Emerald to Diamond is just my team. I love my team. I know we're part of the Empire, but we all, I think, lots of us have our own little individual teams. I call mine Team Thrive, Thrive being all in capital letters, so I like to shout it, Team Thrive. And part of that name Thrive comes from my story, which was that I'm a 6-year plus breast cancer survivor, thriver, as I like to say, and that's where I got that name from. In fact, if some of you don't know my story, I was diagnosed with breast cancer when I was doing 290X way back in 2008, I guess it was. And I usually credit Tony Horton and P90X for saving my life because I had lost some weight, and because I lost weight, I was able to find the lump in my breast early, and it was easily taken care of. I say easily. I mean, if you count surgery, chemo, and radiation, it's easily, but I'm still here, and that's all. That's the most important thing. And that experience changed my life, and I decided that I really needed to devote my life to what I was now passionate about, which is health and fitness and wellness. And I was really good at that for a couple of years in terms of just being fit and healthy and wellness. And as a body coach, I was really good at inspiring others with their transformations and challenge groups. I wasn't so good about focusing on building my team, but like I said, I had an aha moment earlier this year, and all of a sudden I flipped that switch, and now I love my team. And I mean, I always love them, but I've focused more on them. And I've been just so fortunate to have so many great people join my team. And you're going to hear from a few of them tonight. It's not just going to be me babbling on, but I've got 3 great coaches on my team who are going to be on the call tonight. All 3 of them are success starters, and they are going to talk about how they hit the ground running and some tips that they want to share with newer coaches. And also for those of you who are signing newer coaches, what can you say maybe to help motivate them and help them hit the ground running like these 3 awesome people do. And they're not the only rock stars on my team. I got lots of rock stars on my team. It's just that these are the 3 that I decided to put on the call tonight, and they also said yes to be on the call, so that's good. I will tell you, just for me, and one of the things that I find important to keep in mind for those of you who are building your teams, just a couple things I wanted to say. People sign up to be coaches for different reasons, and that's okay, because we're all independent business owners. And for some people, they sign up to be, I don't want to say just, they sign up to be discount coaches, and that's okay. If that's what people want, they want to just get the discount and not sell things, recognize that. That's okay. Embrace that. You got to, you get to know the challengers in your challenge group. I really say get to know your coaches. What do they want out of business? That's why getting started right call and being in touch with the people on your team is so, so important. And you also have other people that join to be, what we call hobby coaches. They just, they're not in it for the full business model. And then you have other people, and I think, if you're on this call, you're probably one of these coaches where you really, really believe in the business model and growing your business and helping as many people as possible and helping them see the amazing opportunity that Beachbody coaching is and how it can change people's lives. And those are your workers. And on any team, I don't know, I think it's probably true of most teams. It's certainly true on my team. The majority of the coaches that I have are either discount or hobby coaches. And probably only 20 to 30% are people that are ready to dive right in and make this work for them. That's cool. That's actually how you build a business. You don't need 100% workers. You really don't. I say this all the time. You need some workers, but never underestimate and never ignore and never count your discount coaches, because they help you build your business as well. Some of the things I do when I sign a new coach is I always make sure I do a getting started right call. I have an active group page for my team on Facebook. And if you think I've only got a couple of coaches, I don't need a group page, I'm just here to tell you, no, that's wrong. Set it up. Keep the interaction going. You want to be able to interact with people and just be present for them, just like you would with your challenge group. Another thing I do that I think it makes me feel good, and I think it makes the new coaches on my team feel good, is that I will send them all a welcome package. And what I usually put in that, just so you know, if you want to take notes, I put in samples of Shakeology, because I usually have lots of flavors around the house. I put in a shaker cup. I'll put in a copy of that Success magazine, which talks about the one focused on Beachbody. You buy it in the store and back office. I usually put a card in that says something nice, welcome to the team. I'll put in some Shakeology recipes. That's a couple of copies of that book, What Shakeology Does for You. All these things that are in the back office that you can order that, they're just little things, but they really, I think, give people who are new to the business and who want to start sharing about the business, it gives them sort of a toolkit, a little arsenal of things that they can share with others. And so if you have the means, thank you, Chanel. If you have the means to do that, and even if you can't put all that stuff in that I just mentioned, even just a card to just like let people know how grateful you are that they've decided to sign up and join this great, amazing group and this great opportunity. You never know what little thing you're going to throw in there that's going to make a difference to somebody. I am in, I think I said it before, I'm in very close contact with all the coaches on my team. I'm fortunate because right now my team is just small enough so that I really feel like I can have a lot of daily interaction with people. Some people have huge teams, and maybe they can't, do that, messaging and daily things, but there are other ways to do it. That's why I encourage you to get the group page and just, stay in touch with motivate people, post little things. I posted in our group page yesterday, my team's done a laugh, but if anybody was watching football over the weekend, did you see that Geico commercial? And the guy, I think he's a former football player, or I don't even know who he is, but he's some guy and he's buying cold cuts at the store, and he's so excited because he's getting cold cuts. I'm not endorsing Geico or cold cuts. I'm not that guy. And then when he finishes at the end, it's like, yeah, you get some cold cuts today. It's like, yeah, we're going to change some lives today. And that's the kind of energy and enthusiasm that I like to share with my team. I'm a diamond. I'm not since you love that commercial, Steve, if you like that commercial. I'm not, I don't have a gazillion coaches under me, but I'm growing and planning like I will. And I'm setting the groundwork, and I really plan that as my team grows, to do as much as I can to keep up this interaction with them and help them all reach their goals, whatever they may be, whether that's selling one challenge pack a month or that, taking the business to the nth degree, the limits that it can be taken to. So that was that's how I approach it. These three people that you're going to hear from tonight are just, they amaze me. They just amaze me. They are, all three of them, so awesome. They have achieved so much in such a short time that I wake up every morning actually inspired by them. I really do. I know I've told them that before, but I'm telling that again. And I am going to introduce my man, Derek. He's one of my personally sponsored coaches. He's an Emerald coach. He signed up as a coach just on June 2nd, 2014. I don't know if he's going to tell you, but this guy has the funniest coach sign-up story ever. He earned month 1 success starters in July of this year. He earned month 2 success starters in August, and he's on his way, and I know he will get it, to earning month 3 success starters and getting that free ticket next year's summit. And he also did the Coach Basic Split, and he earned his T-shirt from the first month doing the Coach Basic. And this guy is going to not 15 star. Eventually, I will be shocked. So, Derek, I am going to unmute you and turn the floor over to you. I think you're unmuted, Derek. I think I've achieved that technology.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay, wonderful. Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me on here. One of the reasons that Lisa asked me to be on, of course, is because of what recent success I've had in this short time, and it definitely has been a short time. As you see there, it just says June 2nd, which seems like yesterday. So I wanted to talk about how did I get what little success I have had in that time, and I wanted to focus on one of the areas that works for me, has been successful for me so far, and it's one of the three vital behaviors, and that's being a product of the product. we hear that a lot, and I thought I would dive into a little bit more about what that means to me and how I've taken that a little bit further, and how either you can as a new coach, or maybe you can pass this on to new coaches, or maybe even if you're an old coach, and maybe I'll say something that you haven't thought of. All about sharing, right? So a couple of things. Well, the first thing rather is always doing a program. Really being a product of the product, doing a program, doing whether it's P90X or T25 or PIO, doing something, or doing multiple programs. People love that when you when you double up. You don't have to be. You don't have to wait for your results to let people know you're doing a program. A lot of times you can start right from the beginning with them. You can sign up yesterday and have somebody sign up with you tomorrow and be right neck and neck with them. You don't have to be a 5-year coach to help other people get results, and that's one thing I love about Beachbody. You can really journey together with them. Whether you're new or you're seasoned, either way, it's fantastic. We have challenge groups. We all know about that at this point. Sharing your progress in a challenge group, I think, is also being a product of the product. Instead of rather than just running a challenge group or just hosting it, I really get in there. I really like to dive in and tell people where I'm at. Being able to relate that, I have struggles, or I nailed it today, or I had a really hard time working out today, or I strained my ankle. Because we all go through that. So I make sure that I'm no different than anybody else. I'm a product of the product, just like they are. And I'm talking about your coaches, and I'm talking about your customers. It works both ways. I want to talk about Facebook as well. I'm going to try to keep this to 3 or 4 minutes because there's so much I want to talk about. Facebook, another way to be a product of the product. We have the opportunity to have like pages and, of course, personal pages. Branding yourself, I find, is extremely important, but not over-branding. So I want to talk about the difference. If anybody that has me on Facebook sees that I probably talk too much about Beachbody. That's because I live, breathe, and eat Beachbody. So I'm always Beachbody this, Beachbody that. But you want to try to do more. You want to show them who you are. You want to brand yourself. I want to brand myself as Derek, not just a Beachbody coach. So I really try to balance the two. That's actually something I'm still working at. But the reason I mention that is because I think that's given me some success so far, being that, I'm letting people know what I'm doing. I'm not being shy about it. I am a Beachbody coach, and I'm boasting about it constantly. I mentioned the word branding. I try to find as many ways to brand as possible. One little tip I wanted to share is I came up with an idea recently to put a status in when I'm working out. Facebook doesn't have a status for working out like they do for listening to or watching a movie. So I decided to create a check-in, and I call my home the Beachbody Thunderdome. So I created it as a place, and every time I work out, or most times I work out, I actually do a check-in, and I post that to Facebook, and this lets other people know I'm working out. Whether you're in my challenge group or not, you don't have to know that I'm working out. It can be anybody. So that's another way to brand. You're branding yourself. You're branding Beachbody. One of the ways to share your progress. People want to see real results. Whether you are a major success story or you've just lost 5 pounds. One of the things that I found successful, more than anything else, and I can share Beachbody stuff all day long, that people love to see pictures of where I was yesterday and where I am today, or where I was last year and where I am today. And the comments I get on that are crazy. And usually something like it's not just seeing people in commercials. It's not just people on TV. It's people really doing it. They want to hear about what you're doing. They want to see it. As we love to see how other people's results affect them. So that's a real great way to be a product of the product as well. I mentioned before and after pictures, but one other thing I want to say is I don't actually like to call it an after picture. I call it a before and a current because there is no after. It's constant. So I share my before and current pictures as much as I can. I'll try to wrap up. I know it's been a few minutes. One other thing is shareware. You guys have all heard about wearing your shirt, your P90X shirts, your Pyro shirts, your T25, your Insanity. I don't even think I own any other clothes anymore besides Beachbody. That seems to be all I wear. That seems to be all people recognize me in. I love it. It's so fun, but it really gets conversations started. I'm not the greatest conversationalist for walking up to people and just saying, hi, I'm Derek. I'm working on that as well. but the shirts help, the clothing helps. I do want to say one other thing. It's a little bit, it's out of being a patient. How do we get to that point of talking about Beachbody? How do you cross over? How are you? And when they say back to you, how are you? Okay, that's how they are. They say great. They say back to you, well, how are you? Oh, I'm doing good. I'm working on my fitness. I'm working on my health. I guarantee most of the time someone's going to say, me too, or here's where I am. Let that be an open to your conversation. That has been another great success for me as well. Walking up to strangers, walking up to old friends. I just tell them that I'm working on me, and they're inevitably going to talk about themselves as well. So there it is. That's my highlight to what's gotten me this far, and what I hope to continue to practice to see further success. And Lisa, thank you for everything so far. I would have given up by now, you guys, if it wasn't for Lisa, I'll be honest. But thank you for having confidence in me and calling me a future 15-star diamond. I will not let you down.
Oh, thank you, Derek. Okay, see, isn't he awesome? He's like awesome. It's just like awesome. He does rock. Thank you, Christian. He does rock. Okay, we got more rock stars coming up. We have Heidi. And as you can see, she is signed up as a coach just on July 18th of this year. She already earned her month one success starters in July. So she signed up on July 18th, and she earned the first month success starters in July. And earned her month two success starters in August. And like Derek, I am absolutely confident she's going to go on and get her month three success starters and get herself a free ticket to Summit. And she also earned a Coach Basics Blitz t-shirt in our Coach Basics group. And I'm looking for, okay, see, this was easier when there were only a few people on here who had 419 numbers. Which is your, Dan or Heidi, type in the chat box what the last 3 digits of your phone number are, just so I can pick the right person. Otherwise, some poor person's going to get unmuted and have a panic attack. Let's see. We can figure this out. You guys hear me? Heidi and Dan? Somebody? Let's see. All right. If I unmute you, and you're not Heidi or Dan, and your number starts with 419, just don't panic. I'm just going to ask you if you're Heidi or Dan. Is this Heidi and Dan? I just unmuted somebody. No, thank you. Heidi and Dan, is this you?
I am on, Lisa.
Oh, yes, God, that was like second try. That was like really good. All right, thank you.
Well, thank you.
It's all yours, huh?
Thank you. I am Heidi Jennis, and I am obviously very, very new, as you can see, and I would say I have just hit the ground running, like Lisa said, and I am just excited to be a part of it. I had heard about Beachbody for a long time, and I've been a personal trainer for about 5 years, a group fitness instructor, and I'm also an NPC figure competitor. So I've had a little bit of experience and dabbled in fitness here and there. And in addition to all of that, we've got 6 kids between the two of us, Dan and I. And I've got 4 daughters and 2 stepsons. So we are crazy busy all the time. And it was just a perfect time in my life to kind of reevaluate where I was and what I wanted to be doing with this fitness certifications and experience. And my coach, Beth Miller, came to me. She had been at Summit, and she was excited, and she said, Heidi, you're going to love this, and I want you to be doing this with me. And so she kind of briefed me, and we had coffee, and she brought me that little nice care package, Lisa, you were talking about, like samples and all kinds of fun stuff. And I think I signed up like that week, and I was super excited, and right away I ordered the PIO, and we also ordered the Body Beast because, of course, with the bodybuilding, that was, you know, right up my alley, so I was all for that. And we loved it. We absolutely loved it. And the thing that clicked with us with Beachbody was just all of the support. It's what we've been doing all along. We love to talk to people. We love to help people. And everybody has an amazing story, and that is just the coolest feeling in the world when you are a part of that story, whether you're a certified trainer or just a friend, somebody supporting. It's so neat to hear how you can change somebody's life. So that has been just a blessing. And I kind of, I was thinking, what do I want to talk about? I mean, there's so many things, like Derek said, we could go on forever because we're excited about this. So the one thing I had to think, what do people compliment me on? What do people say are my strong points? And I would say confidence is always brought up. And it's just funny because I was never confident growing up. I was not, the kid that had money, and I wasn't the kid that was in sports, and I really wasn't the smartest, or I always just kind of was there and got by. And I think just the life experiences create confidence. And there are so many coaches out there who know what to do. You have the experience. You've maybe done this Beachbody thing. You've lost weight. But there's always a million reasons why not to do something, not to take that step. You're scared. You're nervous. What if this happens? What if that happens? And no one is ever born with confidence. I think you have to create it, build it, earn it by just getting out there and going for it. And sometimes you're going to fail, and sometimes you're going to go, oh, geez, that was a really dumb mistake on my part. And you pick yourself up, and everything is a learning experience. Nothing ever goes exactly as planned. This call, for instance, Lisa will probably laugh. We were trying to get on the computer, and so needless to say, I'm here and I'm on my phone, so we got that figured out. But
just as she said we got that figured out, I think we lost her. Heidi, are you still there? That was ironic. I'm not sure what happened there. It looks like they dropped. You guys can still hear me though, right? Somebody give me a yes in the chat box. Thank you. All right, we'll give them a chance to get back on because the next, and I will not unmute the other 419 caller. I realized who I unmuted, and I'm sure it's sorry. But Heidi and Dan. Dan is the next slide up. They are, she's talking about Dan, their husband and wife, and Dan signed up with the coach in July 28th, so just about 10 days after Heidi, and he earned month-one success starters in August, and he also earned his, happy birthday, Christian, and he also earned his Coach Basics Blitz t-shirt, and he's also he's going to be on his way to getting month 2 success starters as well. They are in the same house, sharing the same phone line. So when Heidi went down, Dan went down as well. We'll give him a couple of minutes to come back up. It is the coolest stat pick ever, isn't it? See if they can get back on. I do know that one of the things that Dan was going to, we previewed this call earlier, and I will say that one of the things that Dan was going to share is how busy he is. You already heard Heidi say they have 6 kids. These are busy people. And Dan is working a full-time job. I think he said to me 50, 60 hours a week. And he's not on social media a lot because he's got 6 kids and he's working 50 or 60 hours a week, and he's working out a lot. So during the day, he's not like many of us are, on social media and having the chance to post. But he said when we were talking about what he was going to say, he started saying, like, he just uses every opportunity he can. It's something that Derek mentioned as well, to just, talk about fitness and just talk about Beachbody and talk about, the great programs. I know that Dan and Heidi are both doing Body Beat, and sometimes they actually go and do it in the gym with a group of people, and that gets people talking as well, as you mentioned. So for those of you who think, well, I don't have time or I don't have the chance to share with other people, think about this guy and his 6 kids and his 50 or 60 hours a week. and how he uses every opportunity to talk about fitness and Beachbody and the products and how they work. And he does get on. I know he and Heidi have a great challenge group going, and he does get on there for about an hour in the evening after all of this hard work has been done, and they post in there and they get everybody excited and they talk about their workouts. So, time is just not an excuse for either one of them or any of the people that you for themselves, right? These people work hard. And so it can be done no matter how little time that you think that you have. I don't think they're going to get back on, and our time is up. So I guess I'm just going to say, that's the meat of the message that we wanted to deliver. And they seem to think they might be back on, but I don't see them. And we're out of time anyway. We'll have them on another call. I bet Barbie left them on another call. Well, Barbie will promise that. We'll work on that. Did anybody have any questions before we end this? Sorry you didn't get to hear from everybody. Barbie said you're doing awesome. Thank you, Barbie. And I don't see them. Don't see their number. Oh! Are you guys back?
Lisa, are you there? It's Dan.
You're there! We got him back! All right! Yay! All right. I was kind of pretending I was you, Dan, and telling you a story. I don't know if you could hear me, but anyway, the floor is yours. There's the air for me.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that last bit. Do you want me to go ahead?
I want you to go ahead. You take that ball and run it down the field, Dan.
All righty. Heidi is a mother, and she had a mother thing come up. So I will go ahead and go. My name is Dan. I am Heidi's husband. I have the other half of the family. I have 2 sons and 4 stepdaughters. I did a little bit of background on me. I played high school and football, or high school and college football and track. Served 8 years in my Marine Corps and the infantry, did 3 tours overseas. So fitness has always been a part of my life, if not my life. So Heidi and I have been personal trainers, and we've taught classes for the last 5 years at least. And so when Beth approached Heidi and Heidi approached me about the Beachbody, it was a good fit for us. One of our favorite things is seeing changes in people. We love people coming to class, and then all of a sudden they can do more than they thought they could do. They're losing the weight that they wanted to lose, and that they haven't been able to lose for years. They walk into the room and they see their friends, and so we love the community. We love the support. Beth has been great. Of course, Heidi has been a great coach for me. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about, it seems like everybody's kind of focusing on one thing, so I'll narrow it down, will be the personal relationships. I work 60 hours a week, and between work and the 6 kids and my workouts and running kids around, for me to get online is extremely difficult, especially after staring at a computer screen at work all day long. So my success has come largely from personal contact. People in our classes, we've built up kind of a following here. We live in a very fitness-dumb town. There aren't a lot of people that do a lot of fitness like we do. They don't exercise a lot. And so, but over the years, we've got probably 20 core people that have come along with us and have been training with us. And most of those people are now our customers. They see the results in us. They see our excitement over something new. We've always taught new and innovative classes to these people. So when Dan and Heidi came in with something new, everybody kind of jumped on board with us. So that's been a lot of our success. One of the main things is just being approachable, like in the gym or at the grocery store. Just going up, extending the hand to somebody. I think Sarah kind of touched on it. Someone asks how you're doing, or if you ask someone else how they're doing, wait for them to answer. Listen to what they say. If they're having issues, if they're into fitness, follow up with them the next day. Say, hey, how's that fitness thing going for you? Be the one to go across the aisle and extend your hand and introduce yourself to those people. Something else that I've dumped all of my customers into one team. We call it Team Havoc. I've got 10 people that are doing the Beast. I've got one that's doing P90X and one that's doing T.5, and that's been pretty effective and helpful because I have a lot of the people that are doing the Beast that are hearing or reading the posts from the people doing the T.5 or the guy doing the P90X, and they kind of want to try that next. So it's keeping everybody interested. It's kind of self-advertising in and of itself. So everybody's kind of wanting to do each other's programs as soon as they're done. I'll post tips. I post little motivational sayings. We get off track a bit because most of them are ladies and most of them have crushes on Sagi. So we get off track. I have to rein everybody in every now and again. But it's a fun group. It's people that we see every day in our classes. But then at night, after everybody's done with their beach body workout, we get to talk about it. We get to offer tips to each other. So it's really building a core group and focusing in on the person. What are their goals? How are their goals doing? I'll call people out every once in a while and say, hey Joe, we haven't heard from you in a while. How's that? How are your goals coming? What are 3 things you want to do new tomorrow? And then I'll call someone else out the next day, and they'll call me on things. I mean, they see me, they work out with us, they train with us. So that has really been where my success has come from, just drawing from the people that are around us, and then word of mouth is huge. Enthusiasm is contagious. When you walk into a room and you're happy and you're excited, then people will come up to you and say, boy, what is that guy on? What's he doing? I want some of it. But if you go slinking into a room and you're shy and your shoulders are all hunched, and I mean, you're going to walk in and out of that room and nobody's even going to see you. So that's one of the things we love about fitness is the confidence that it builds. We see our people in our classes are walking taller. They're excited about what they're doing. The people that are doing the Beast are getting bigger. The guys that are doing P90X, they're getting healthier. Everybody's on Shakeology for the most part, spreading the word about that too. So that's pretty much been where my success has come. And Lisa, I'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Dan. I'm glad we got you guys back on, and I hope Heidi's mom crisis is solved. So thank you. You guys did awesome. I mean, seriously, people in the chat box, is this Team Rock or what? I mean, these are I love them. And I got more of them. Anyway. All right. So any questions from anybody in the chat box before we end this? You posted above. All right. See what Christian said. All right. Let's see. All right. Dan, I hope you're still on the line. Christian, as a PT and Heidi being MPC competitor, what is your advice for those PTs and competitors that frown about coaching? Still there, Dan?
I'm still here. I didn't hear your question. Can you say that again?
As a personal trainer and Heidi being an MPC competitor, what is your advice for those personal trainers and competitors that frown about coaching?
They frown about coaching? I really don't know why I don't know why they would, especially in designing our own workouts for years, and it's nice to have someone else's idea and someone else's plan, and you've got the sheets in front of you and you have to finish it. And another thing that we run into is when we work out, we in the exercises that you're used to, but doing someone else's program, having someone else tell you what to do is big for us because we're doing things that we probably normally wouldn't do. But as far as I don't know what kind of what are they saying or what are you hearing from personal trainers that don't like coaching?
All right, I'll see if Christian, did you want to they say it hurts their business. She's saying that they say that it hurts their business, Dan. I don't really get that, but that's what people are saying they hear.
Heidi's back in the room now. The question is, personal trainers are saying that coaching hurts their business. What would we think about that? I didn't know why.
Personal training. what was that
The
question?
question is that some people think that people on the team who've tried to sign people like yourself, personal trainers and competitors who to sign up as coaches, that they get the objection that no, they don't want to because it's going to hurt their own business, and they want the people to train, with them in the gym. And obviously, you two don't feel that way, and you've had success. So if there was any, words of wisdom that came to you about that, I know putting you on the spot.
I am trying to think, we do classes on the side that are totally different from Beachbody related things, and I still do personal training on the side. Sometimes, I think Beachbody is something so different because it's at home and people are kind of doing it on their own, and I know for some of my clients that I was, doing personal training with, I guess it didn't really hurt my business because now they are on Shakeology and they're one of my customers. So I guess I'm still getting, business from them per se, but it's just in a totally different way. But I think it's good because then, it just depends on the person. Some people like that trainer standing right next to them, doing it with them. But some people, their schedule is all over the place and things like that. So they can do a Beachbody program, at 10 o'clock at night or at 4 in the morning or, whatever. So, and then they can still check in with you. They can still ask you questions. They can still say, hey, am I doing this one exercise right? They can still ask about diet.
Right.
So I think, and then just the word of mouth. I think it's, they go to work and they can tell people what they're doing, and then those people are like, oh, well, I don't even know this Heidi lady, but hey, if I can buy this program from her and get those results, and so it kind of works both ways, and it all works together, and like I said, it kind of varies from person to person and what their needs are.
And I've got
okay, one last point, and then I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks, Jane. One last point.
Oh, I was just going to say, I've got some guys that I used to train that are college guys, and they went off to school, and they still wanted my recommendations, things that I would be doing to work out. So I've given them the online look up the beast, and they're thinking about it now. The guys that I used to train in the weight room now are going to be taking that to college with them, and then they're going to have guys in the weight room saying, "What are you doing?" And then it's just going to grow from there. So the location is huge. We have a lot of people that have heard about us, and they just want to know what we're doing, and that's what we're doing. So they can't be local and do it with us, so they're doing what we recommend in a different location.
I love that. I'm going to wrap that up by saying what I think. What I was listening to and how you're talking about that, I think there's, and you heard it from them themselves, I think there's a place for both things in our world. And so with that, I am going to end our meeting. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I survived hosting my first Empire meeting. I'm so excited. And I'm going to end the meeting, and then I will be seeing my peeps on our Team Thrive call very soon. All right, bye. Have a great night, everyone.